I'm Jack Rabbit, and welcome to Melvin Music Group, bitches.
But most people just knew this guy for Melvin, okay?
I've got balls of steel.
Welcome
There we
back,
go.
Jack. Not only
fucking
are
did
you
it.
the first person to come on the show twice, you're the first person to go on the show 3 times now.
You have
So-
a problem getting rid of me, like, I just snuck
Yeah.
into the studio.
You know, you're always on here. I can't get rid of you.
I'll never leave, like, and you'll never get rid of me. It'll be fun.
You know, I don't have too much of a problem with that. You know, we always love having you around here.
Oh, thank you. I love being here. That's why I won't leave.
So how you doing, man?
I've been doing good. How you been doing?
I've been doing amazing. Can't complain. So, you know, you just dropped
Amazing.
Yeah, you know? So,
Nice.
So you re-released, as we talked in the last interview, you actually re-released your mixtape with all 3 of like your favorite songs for all the 3 original mixtapes, and you
Oh
dropped,
yeah, they're all combined into the one. Yeah, I forgot about that.
yeah. And
I
you
did.
dropped 3 singles now off your recent project, Tears of a Clown.
Literally, just today we dropped "Medicate," the third single, and during the last year, I think 2 of them came out: "Ooh, Kill 'Em" and "Make That Money."
Yeah.
So,
And I remember there was a
been quiet.
There was a snippet of "Ooh Kill 'Em" in the second interview, and now like look how far it's come. Like that song has like 6,000, 7,000 plays.
Yeah, that's insane. That blew up.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
No, but like super proud of where you come. Medicate might have been my favorite song out of all the songs you've sent me. Like that song is an amazing song. I can't wait to see how that does.
Thank you. It's so silly, but I love it. Like, I
You
think
know what?
fun.
It's so catchy too.
Yeah, you know what that's inspired by?
Mm.
You know that song? What's Lil Tay? No, that's not his name. What the fuck? Lil Tecca. Lil
Yeah.
Tecca. Ransom.
But I
That's
feel
what
like it's like different than like Magic Mike, where like it like is obvious the influence of it. I feel like I couldn't really tell that until you just told me that.
Yeah, that's what. Well, that's where the beat was mostly inspired by. So, but and I just like the catchiness of that song. It's
Yeah.
so fucking funny.
Actually, I
So
said
good.
this in my last interview I did today, but Lil Tecca actually lived 2 towns away from me on Long Island.
For real?
Yeah, like tons of people I know are like friends with him or just like been around him before. Like I personally never met him, but like I know like more than 10 people who know him.
You
Like,
should
it's
like
crazy.
get over there, like, you know, get on top of that.
Well, I think he lives in LA now. It's a little too late.
Well, you can still. Hey, I'm from 2 towns over where you're from. You know, bring him up.
You know, if I ever get the chance to meet him, I'll bring him up and try to get him on the show, but I don't think that's gonna happen, unfortunately.
That would be class.
That would be
That'd
amazing.
really good. Bring my name. I'd love a feature.
Yeah,
Do a
I'll be
remix
like-
of Medicate.
Look, I got this guy, Jack Rabbit, you know, he's pretty dope. He has a song that's kinda like your song. You should do the remix.
Yeah, he talks a lot about his dick. You know,
Mm-hmm.
his some good shit.
Speaking of remix, the way I found you is from the Serious remix you did like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago now. Do you remember that song?
I ain't serious.
Yeah.
I ain't serious.
That's how I found out about you. I just randomly got that in my feed one day.
Really? That's the. I thought you like
Yeah.
saw me on Discord or something.
No, that's how I found out about you. And then I searched for you on Discord. Isn't that crazy though? Like that's
No,
just
I
a random,
had no
like,
idea that.
just some random feature you did. I was like, okay, this guy's like really good.
That was the first song of mine that ever got on Spotify because I think Saka is the name of the lad who made that song, isn't it? Saka.
Yeah, Saka.
And he put the whole lot on there. I didn't even know if I was on the album until like 3 months after I recorded that thing. It was mental.
Yeah, no, he had like a 28 song album. I was like, what the? That's insane. I messaged
Yeah,
him.
it's-
I'm like, yo, your work ethic is crazy, bro. You dropped like 4 albums that year. They're all like over 20 songs.
Yeah, but if you notice for the one that I'm on Serious Remix. That was originally like a single from one of his old ones. So this 28 track album or whatever, half of it is like remixes of some of his old songs to like spice it up. And I
Yeah.
think that's pretty cool.
I always love the idea of remixes. You know, like I
Yeah,
always
I
think
love
those are
that
so
shit.
fun. So let's talk about this album you got going on. Obviously, starring me. You know, the main
Oh, yeah.
attraction of the album is
The main
the skits.
Thank God now. Thank God you're there. Otherwise
Yeah.
it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, no, the album no one would have played it without me being on it. You know. So
Absolutely.
I know not everyone had the privilege of hearing it like I did, but this has been such a change of pace for you. You took obviously a year to make this album, and it is a light years ahead of anything you've done before. You know.
Yeah, a year and a bit, like, and most of it was just like if I sat down and wrote it all, it would have taken probably 2 weeks just writing and recording. But it's just planning and getting ideas and stuff like that. That took ages. Plus, just staying alive to do it.
Yeah, no. Like, think about, like, when we first did our original interview, like, almost 2 years ago now, think of how, like, much life has changed, especially for you. Like, you've got, like, and you've made it out, and you're, like, better than ever, which is awesome.
It's fucking insane. I'm getting gigs telling jokes in front of people.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I wanted to bring that up, yeah.
All right, yeah, no matter.
But, you know, you've been just doing crazy stuff, you know, super proud. You know, your 2 singles doing great, you know, 3rd single about to go out, and the album is coming out. Do you know the date yet?
It should be Sunday, but it might be before or it might be the day after. Spotify is like going, you know, DistroKid?
Yeah.
It's processing everything, but it should be around that date, and there'll be snippets, like each song from now up, well, today, so it'll be a few days like before this comes out, but each song will be like coming out every single day, and there'll be ads all over my Facebook, me Twitter, all over that with little snippets of the songs on them.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, I've been putting all that together there this day.
And you know, we'll throw in a snippet in the end of the interview if you want. We can throw in,
that'd
like
be
a
sick.
quick, like 30-second song, but you know. You're doing big things out here. I see, obviously, you've been doing a stand-up career. If you want to talk a little bit about that, that's pretty awesome. You got a few gigs going on.
Oh, yeah. It's the Paddy Shack comedy like theatre in the old 55 in Galway is where I'm usually at. I do have a radio show as well on Flirt FM 101.3, but obviously all that's put on halt at the moment because of this Carolina virus. It's a pain in the arse, but it should be grand eventually, hopefully.
You know what? It's one of those things where it's like, it sucks, but everyone is dealing with it, so it's like really hard to complain about because like literally everyone else in the world has to deal with the same thing.
Yeah, you can't be like, oh, poor me, when there's literally something, everyone else is doing the same thing, you know?
Yeah. No, but like, you're definitely a Renaissance man, you know? You got a lot of stuff.
I do try.
Yeah, you got a lot of different ventures going on. You're doing really big things in all of them. I actually watched the show yesterday, our movie called The Commitments. It reminded me a lot of you. It was set in Ireland, and it was about a music group. And I was like, oh, it's just like Jack.
I've never heard of that film.
It's
any good?
It is really good. I feel like you'd like it. Do you like soul music?
Yes.
Okay, you should definitely check it out then. It's called The Commitments. It's about a soul band, and it's like following their manager, like creating the band and everything.
Oh, nice. Have you ever seen Sing Street? It's another Irish film about music.
No, I have not.
That was nominated for Oscars and everything. That is fucking fantastic.
Oh, really?
It's about these kids growing up in like the 80s, and they love fucking all the 80s music, so they dress up like them and they make their own videos and shit. It's so heartwarming.
That's awesome.
So good.
I'll definitely have to check that out.
I think it's on Netflix.
Oh, then I'll definitely check it out. All right. So, you know, you got a lot of things going for you. What would you go over a lot of different topics on the album. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that, like the whole concept you got going on here? And
yeah, well, the concept, I think I brought this up last year when we were talking about it, because I had the idea for the album for a long time.
Yeah.
Because the last time we did this was the day we recorded the skits for this, about a year ago. And I'd only made like 3 songs at that stage.
And you know, it's been in the works for a while, but you know, you can't rush perfection.
I fucking wish I could, though. It took fucking ages, but I love it. I love every second of it. It's the first time I like everything in the project I made.
And you know, if you made it within that month we did it, you know, we wouldn't have had as good of an album. I feel like you'd have to take time.
Definitely not. Sure, even some of the ideas didn't come to me until recently. Like, I only finished the last song there about 5 days ago, I think. So, sure, I wouldn't have all that in me. Plus, if we made it then, the ending would be completely different, because I still wasn't in a fantastic place back then.
But, you know, you've made it a long way, and I think we kind of skipped over, but you want to, like, talk a little bit about, like, the concept you have going on here, and, like, how there's different stages in the album.
Yeah, well, the concept is, it starts off with the song Last Breath, which is me with two voices talking to myself. One of them is depressed, wants to kill himself. The other one, an auto-tuned, muffled one, is trying to make me not do that. But at the end, you hear some hanging noises, and then boom, it goes into the doctor skit where you're my therapist, Duck. And yeah, each of the skits break up the album so that the conversation we have, the next few songs in that group are about that conversation.
Which I think is like a super cool idea. I haven't heard of anything like it's just like this. You know, like a lot of like rapper albums, like you want to skip the skits or anything like, but the skit like has to do with the songs, which is great.
Yeah, and I was wondering if it would work, but I listened to the whole thing like in order there today. And the bit where you're like, Jack, have you been taking your medication? And it goes straight into Medicaid. It sounds pretty fucking good. Like. Yeah. But I was inspired mostly by, you know how in To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar, the poem, I was obsessed with how that unfolded throughout and each line of the poem represents each song and shit. And I was like, that's fucking insane. And Miseducation of Lauryn Hill as well, when they're talking to all the children in the classroom about love. And it's to do with the songs. Like, I love that shit.
I feel like
that's what made me want to make this.
The album skit and, like, the concept album is, like, a lost art. I feel like it was really big in, like, the 90s, early 2000s. And, like, you see it once again, like, To Pimp a Butterfly. Like, you see it every once in a while. But I feel like it's not something that's truly explored, like, how you're doing it. Like, that's not very common these days. And I think it's a shame.
I think the last big one would be To Pimp a Butterfly. Also, I think Man on the Moon by Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
Where it had Common, like, narrating his life throughout. I think that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
But, yeah, so I did all that, and I was inspired by all that. So it hits on a bunch of different topics. The homelessness in Galway with my good friend Paddy Moore, the country singer. Bless him. He was supposed to be performing in Boston for Boston for Paddy's Day, like, and he had like 7 gigs booked there, and just when he left, the whole country went on lockdown and everything started closing because of this virus, so he had to come back.
Oh, I was about to say, is he still like in America right now?
Nah, he's back now, I think, but fuck me, that's so upsetting. There's another Irish group as well called Kneecap, and the same thing happened to them, and they lost thousands because they had many gigs that they paid for, big gigs, like. So there's all that. You can donate to them, I think. So
I'll put if you want to send me the link, I'll put it in the description if you want.
Yeah, but also like donate to Childline, donate to the people for the virus as well. You know?
And also donate to Jack's Patreon in the link in the description.
Oh yeah, me too. I need money more than anybody. I've been stuck in this house and I'm going mental. I need some salad.
So, you know, you got a lot of topics going on. You got a few features. I know you just mentioned one of them, but you got a few features. But I feel like you did it in a way that, like, again, not to just like constantly praise you, but I really enjoyed this album. But you did it,
Thank you.
You did it in a way that, like, it doesn't take the focus away from you. Like, you're still the main attraction of this like thing, but you have features to like break it up or add some like differences in the album.
Yeah, there's only 3 features, I think. If we're counting you, then it's 4. But and one of them, like 2 of them are just hooks, and one of them was just a mix, like a remix of the song "My Fault" by Wobble. Shout out Wobble, great man.
That is basically started my career.
He's brilliant, isn't he?
And he also might be editing this interview. We don't know. We won't know for sure quite yet.
Okay, hi Wobble, I love you.
But yeah, no, he's a great guy.
Yeah, I hope he heard this now. I want to get some more features.
But you know, you got a lot of big things coming for you. I know you got your stand-up thing going. Is there any other projects you're working on at the moment?
At the moment, there's just some assignments for school and stuff, because I have to be doing a lot of editing and projects and shit, you know. Oh, actually, because we have to work from home now, we got Premiere Pro and all the Adobe software at home for free.
Oh, that's awesome.
So me and this lad from Reddit are making a bit of a documentary. You know, like the Most Unruly videos?
Yeah. Oh, not quite. No, if you could explain really quick.
Well, it's basically he'd pick an artist and an album, and he'd go through like the history of the output of the album. So he mostly does Kanye West because that's his favorite, but he does loads of other ones. And the idea that the lad who was talking to me on Reddit was about the new Childish Gambino album, and I'm gonna be editing that. So keep an eye out for that, I'd say as well.
Oh yeah, totally. That sounds really cool. You know, I feel like a lot of people didn't like that Childish Gambino album, and I don't want to say it was perfect, but I really did enjoy it. And one of my favorite songs was the one with 21 Savage. I think it's 1238.
I pray. Yeah, why is your cat looking at me sideways?
Yeah, you should sing
Brilliant,
to her. That was a solid track, and I feel like it was really underlooked. That album.
Yeah, I think because of how weird it is, and no cover, and a lot of the songs don't have titles. When I downloaded it first from the live stream, and they all had titles, and the cover was the cover for the live stream, I really enjoyed looking at that and the features, like Ariana Grande, 21 Savage, and I preferred the way that was. But
Me too, definitely.
I do love like the music, like because the music still isn't different.
Yeah. No, I
Some
think.
of them.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think he did it like a little too different, like, a little too outside the box, where it just didn't really hit the same as, like, say, Awaken My Love would, or did.
Yeah, but also Awaken My Love got a lot of advertising. This got nothing really. There hasn't been anything.
No, yeah.
You know, he hasn't even made an appearance on Twitter or nothing to.
And
that's why I think there's something else.
And I think he put the single "Feels Like Summer" on the album, but he didn't really exactly like put it with the title or anything, or didn't make a big deal. But so like, and it was also that single came out a year ago, so it's not really like. It's not like the same as when he had Redbone. Yeah. Kind of like Ooh Kill Him, exactly.
Exactly like Ooh Kill Him. I should like put Ooh Kill Him on the album, but call it like 7538 or something, you know?
That would be pretty funny. Also, the streams, if you look on Spotify, which a thing I do is I'll just like constantly look at what views people have on Spotify, like, because you can see on the computer version, and because he titled it differently, the views didn't transfer, so that's why it actually sold so weak first week.
That's fucking ridiculous. But at least, you know, I don't know. That's why I think there's something else about to happen. Because if he says this is the last Beano album, I feel like we're talking about this a lot.
You know what? It's good conversation. You know, we can't just all be about you, Jack.
God damn it. I want to resign.
But yeah, you know, you got a lot of big things in the work. And, you know, we're all really excited, looking out for what you got going on.
I think last time I was here, I was on about producing Paddy Moore's album.
Mm-hmm.
But then that album kind of got scrapped. And then he released a different one. But he still has all that. But all the songs on it are brilliant. And he performed them live in front of like the Hardy Books and stuff. He's fantastic. I hope he listens to this, because I do suck him off on this big time.
You know what? That's all right. It's okay to give people some praise sometimes.
I love it when you give me praise, Doug.
Have you done any live performances music-based recently? Or not recently, obviously, but like, do you have anything planned, or have you done any so far?
Well, I've performed Ooh Kill 'Em and Make That Money in Roisin Dove in Galway and Fibbers in Galway, respectively. And just been a bit of fun. I've performed randomly a lot of places. Like, I never go out with the intention. Mm-hmm. But I am planning to, about like a week, I'd say, after the album comes out, to do like, you know how everyone's doing these live streams?
Yeah.
Of like a concert or something.
Are you gonna do a live stream album concert?
Maybe not the album, maybe like all the hits and then a good few songs off the album, and just put a donate button to Childline or something, you know?
That would be awesome.
That's what I was planning on doing.
That would be sick, yeah.
Yeah, but I have it literally just be the music coming from my laptop speakers, and I have a mic from SingStar on the PS2 that doesn't connect to anything. So I'll just be holding that and pretending that it's like connected and wailing my arms around like a maniac. That's what I'll be doing.
That would be hilarious.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I'll definitely be sure to check that out.
I'm also really worried because you know the song Sibling Rivalry?
Yeah.
Whenever I perform that, I take out the chorus, so I just scream, "Fuck you, Jojo," and then the whole crowd will go, "Fuck you, Jack." And it's class, but there's no chorus when I perform it, so it'll literally just be me going, "Fuck you, Jojo," and then silence. I need to work a way around that.
Well, you can like tell people before, like when you say that. You know,
but there'll be no one here. It'll be me on a live stream.
You know, you could say put it in the chat.
So they're just commenting, "Fuck you, Jack," and I'll go, "Oh, everyone on this is so mean."
Speaking of which, do you ever foresee yourself potentially like going on tour or anything like that? Like maybe like not at the moment, but like depending on how this album do like a underground kind of like Irish or maybe even American tour one day.
I would love to one day, but I don't think I'm anywhere near that at the moment. But that's a goal. It's definitely a goal. I nearly performed in front of somebody. Who was I nearly performing? Oh, I auditioned to perform in front of Coolio when he came to Galway. And I didn't get it. So,
you know what? That's all right. You got plenty of opportunities coming your way.
Yeah, it should be grand. But hey, I'd love to do it at some stage. I'd
And,
need to buy a lot more equipment.
if you do an American tour, I would obviously have to. You have to go to New York, and I'd come over.
Even if you're the only person there.
I'll be there.
I know they hire a lot of Irish people for like Patrick's Day. So maybe one day, maybe.
But you got a lot going on. Anything else you want to talk about before we close it?
What did I mention? Did I mention everything? I think I mentioned everything. Shout out Pay a House. Shout out Pay a House if you're ever feeling bad, especially during this quarantine time. They do gigs on the phone. You can talk to them. It's all completely free. And if you want to donate some money towards them, you can. They do incredible work. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. Please support them. If anyone ever feels bad, look for them. Get help.
We'll definitely put the link in the description for the video and the audio for that.
That's well worth it. And I think they're only in Ireland, but I think there is equivalents to them in America. But I'm not sure what they are. We might need to look into that.
You'd actually be surprised how much of my viewers are from Ireland just because of working with you so much. Because we did the single together, The Greatest. We did that like a year ago, and we did the 2 interviews. So just from like 3 out of the 10 videos I have, or the 10 things on my SoundCloud, are from you. A good amount of my fan base is from Ireland.
Well, that's good, I guess.
So,
as long as they're not like being racist to you.
I feel like they're just generally like overlaps of your fan base.
My fan base are the weirdest people in the world. You'd have to be strange to want to hear what I'm doing.
I've always been a big fan. I'm more of a Big Boy fan or Sway in the Morning. I've always disliked The Breakfast Club. Coming from New York, you'd think that would be the opposite. But Charlemagne is
such a
annoying, and all the other and DJ Envy do not like him, and Angela Yee could care less about her opinions. Like, The Breakfast Club is just like a subpar show to me.
It sucks, but I will say I enjoy It Exists just for that Soulja Boy interview.
The Soulja Boy interview is legendary.
That is the best thing.
Same with the Birdman interview. That was on Breakfast Club.
Jesus.
But I'd say my favorite like interview moment would be like when my favorite was when Kanye was like, "You don't have the answers, Sway."
Oh yeah, that was something else.
And I was watching.
I loved how happy he got after that though when he did his freestyle and he did it shit and he was fucking giggling to himself like 5 seconds after screaming at the cunt. He's mental. I love him.
And I saw a Trap Lord Ross video. Do you know who he is?
No.
He's a really good like music YouTuber, and he was like Sway, the interviewer Sway, known for not having the answers, and I started laughing.
I think I was watching a lot of freestyling videos, and it was a really old Logic one from like 2010. And at the end, he just went, "You ain't got the answers, Sway. You just ain't got them." I found that pretty funny.
All right, man. Well, I think this has been a great interview. Really appreciate you.
I appreciate you having me. Everyone stream Tears of a Clown on whatever it is you want to stream it on.
It should be out Friday, if not right now, whenever you're listening to this.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans. I do live nude shows.
Make sure to follow, like, comment, everything around here, and be sure to follow Jack and check out his new album.
Thank you very much.
Out now. So, shout out everyone. #Socks and Sandals gang.
Woo!